Cappies, my beautiful Cappies. How are you? I'm so honored to be doing this reading. I'm a Capricorn myself. Welcome to Empress Energy 333. I've been doing tarot for a little bit. However, this is my first foray into this wonderful community of people who read tarot on YouTube. I have my favorites. I'm sure you have yours. And hopefully I can become one of them. So what I like to do is draw 9 cards for you. I clarify. I explain the 9 cards pretty well. But then I clarify one. And if you want to watch me clarify the rest, I have an extension link in the description for you where you can go and watch the extended. Now, I always say this is a collective Cappy reading, so everything won't resonate for everyone. So I just would advise you to take the meat and not the bones. If it's something that doesn't apply to you, leave it on the table. That might be for someone else. Take the meat and not the bones. Okay? I thank you for your patronage. I thank you for your viewership. I'd ask that you please like and subscribe. Gives me good energy as a newbie in this space to see people that have actually subscribed after watching one of my videos. So thank you for being here, fellow Cappies. All right, let's go ahead and pull your cards. Now, I read in the upright. Every now and again, I'll read reversals. However, it is my belief that the cards are going to tell the story regardless, okay? Whether it's the inverse meaning of that card or the upright meaning of that card. So, what do we have here? So far, I'm seeing a mixture of wands, cups, pentacles, and a few major arcana. So what is this telling us? First card I get for you is the 5 of Wands, which usually indicates some type of conflicts, whether that is inner or outer. Sometimes this card can indicate conflict in the family, conflict in the workplace. It can indicate, maybe in your mind you're grappling with yourself about something. So I'm wondering how that fits into this whole read. Then you have the 10 of Wands. I'm wondering, Cappies, could this be a burden that you're carrying? It looks like he's managing, he's doing it, but he's tired. Sometimes I look at that picture and I wonder, if it's an abundance of wands or if it's a burden of wands and he needs to put some of that stuff down and take a respite for a second. I always like to consult my book because I have a pretty good grasp on the meaning of each card. But sometimes the books and things that I read and trust and respect the authors, they have this way of articulating things that, I just love to read. So what does my book say about the 10 of Wands? It says, it usually means overwhelmed and burdened, and it can mean pressure and exhaustion. Be mindful of taking on too many responsibilities. It's perfectly reasonable to protect your energy and say no. Now, I don't know about you, Cappies, but sometimes I have trouble doing that. Sometimes I find myself in situations where I just say, oh, okay, I can handle it. And then once I'm in the midst of it, I'm like, oh, crap, what did I do? So I have to remember to really when somebody asks me a favor, when somebody asks me to go somewhere, if I want to go out, if I want to do a play date, I really have to be conscious about asking myself, do I have the bandwidth to do that? Because sometimes I will overwhelm myself and just be on autopilot until my body will just force me to stop. You got to give yourself some personal downtime and don't take on too many tasks and burdens, whether that is in your love life, your work life, your parenting life, if you're a parent. So, if you're taking on too many responsibilities, you might need to chill out, right? Next, you got the Empress. And I always love to pull this card. Remember, tarot is gender fluid. So you could be a man and embody this Empress. The Empress is the namesake of my channel, man. I like to believe I emit Empress energy. The Empress done been through it, honey. The Empress is the highest feminine card in the deck. Even the High Priestess is just one level below her, and she embodies everything about the every queen of every suit has. She embodies it. She has this crown of stars on her head, and she sits atop her throne just watching. She trusts her intuition. She is just, she's everything. And my bad, I said she was just above the High Priestess. I meant she was just below, because the Empress is card number 3. But she's just sitting in this lush environment, and her card basically symbolizes love, receiving love, and creativity. She just emanates power. She's relaxed. So this is a sign for you, Cappy, to just allow everything good to come in your life. Allow yourself to receive love, to receive unexpected blessings. You may be getting some unexpected resources, money wise. Just be in the abundance and accept it. That is your Empress energy. And the Empress always practices self-love. She doesn't let her creative endeavors fall by the wayside. She's just always engaged in creative activities. She taps into that energy of self-love and romance and spending time in nature, and just being your best self. So that's a reminder to do that. That is a show enough reminder to give yourself that space to let out your inner Empress. After that, you've got the World. Looks like you've completed a cycle, maybe, because usually the World card, that's the last card in a major arcana, and that is usually about completing a cycle. And it could be about a new beginning, and you being rewarded for your hard work. Maybe you just found love. The World card is often an indicator of celebrating finding that love, and hopefully feeling fulfilled in your relationship. And you've taken every lesson you've learned from every relationship gone wrong. And it's kind of like that old saying, I always see it floating around and I love it. It says someday you'll meet the person who makes you realize why it didn't work out with anyone else. So for those of you experiencing that moment, congratulations and all the blessings to you. That is one of the best feelings in the world. So just in general, Cappies, celebrate your wins and acknowledge how far you've traveled, how far you've come, how hard you worked, and there's still more to come. Watch out at work too. If you've completed like a large project, or you've been the crisis mitigator, or whatever the case, you are probably about to be recognized at work, because you've helped complete a cycle there, perhaps, right? Okay. And with the cycle of completion, sometimes that means you are on to new adventures. You're on to new, just new endeavors. And so you may be walking away. You may be moving on. Career-wise, or some of you, saying goodbye to where you currently work and taking on a new assignment, either in a new department in a company or just a new company, period. Are some of you leaving your company to go pursue entrepreneurial endeavors? I've been getting lots and lots of entrepreneurial vibes in each of my read. I think I've done 3 or 4 reads before you guys. I did Virgo, Aqua, and Pisces. And all 3 of those, spirit was very strong with regard to them, leaving a toxic situation at work was one read. The other one, I felt like a lot of the people watching that one already had their entrepreneurial endeavors, but maybe were experiencing a little trepidation. One of those readings said, hey, go for it. This is what waits for you. Get beyond the troubling moments, and then you'll get to, that, King of Pentacles mode, right? So it could also mean you're walking away from a relationship that doesn't serve you, be it romantic, friendship, work relationships. You're about to abandon a path that no longer seems fulfilling. You might have been a little bit mentally checked out from whatever this is for a while. So, you might want to go into some solitude and just think about what your next move is going to be, what your next step is going to be. I always urge people not to make a hasty move. Be strategic about it, but this is your signal that you might need to take the time to at least start thinking about it, right? Next in line, you got the Seven of Pentacles, which usually indicates growth, being patient, tending to your garden. So you see he's got his little garden of pentacles here, and he's just looking at it, patiently, doing the hard work. It looks like he's cultivating. One of the cards, I think it might be the Eight of Pentacles, I think it is. One of them, you got the guy sitting there, and he looks like he's making these pentacles by hand. And then this one is always like the guy is growing it. Growing the pentacles, cultivating abundance, and but the main takeaway from that is that he's being patient. If you've been working on something for a really long time, this is that card that tells you to keep going because the light is at the end of the tunnel. You're so close. Don't stop now, right? With regard to love, this is the one where you're like, I'm doing well on my own. The only thing that's missing is the love, and you're really out there trying to pursue it. This is that card that tells you, okay, it's coming. Maybe not when you want it to, but in due time. So in the meantime, in between time, enjoy your solitude, enjoy your progress, just take that time to nurture yourself. You can't control when the next thing is coming all the time. So just, sit back and wait. Don't watch the paint dry. Maybe go, if life is a house, maybe, go get a few accessories or something, but don't just sit there and try to watch the paint dry. Okay? So just have faith that your continued perseverance is going to work in your favor. Next, you have the Ace of Wands. And anytime I get an ace card in any suit, I see it as a gift from on high, right? I see it as a gift from the heavens, whatever you believe in. But that is a divine gift that's coming to you. And when you get that Ace of Wands, it signifies inspiration and creativity. And given what the previous cards have said about perhaps something that you're currently doing coming to an end, and you having this new beginning with the world, how awesome is it that you're being given this gift of creation and new possibilities? So this may come about as maybe you get a new project, start a new project. It could be the start of a new relationship. You could be traveling. You might need a change of scenery. You might need to travel someplace that you've never been in order to inspire that creativity. You might need to travel to the Caribbean and learn to make those, those grass baskets or whatever that, you don't even have a clue right now that you'll be interested in. But by next year, your closet might be filled with some crocheted beanies or something. I don't know, but it's, this is when you get that card, it's time to maybe explore a new hobby. Go up to Michael's or something and just walk the aisles and see if, one of those areas of the store sticks out to you. Your next thing might be baking cakes. I have a friend who, she's a journalism girl, but she discovered the joy of baking cakes, and now every weekend she's booked up baking cakes for kids' birthday parties and weddings and everything, you name it. So you never know what your next adventure is going to be. You know, but in any case, you're being handed an opportunity to explore and start a new endeavor. Okay. Next in line, you got the Two of Pentacles. Now, what I always say about the Two of Pentacles is that, you know, in a love reading, you always you see the Two of Pentacles, and for a lot of readers that I've watched on YouTube and, you know, seen elsewhere, they will tell you that the Two of Pentacles means your lover is juggling and all of that. But if you're, you know, if you're thinking outside of those of that box, this guy he exhibits balance to me. Despite this rough water behind him, I see these, you know, these boats that are, you know, probably just struggling to keep steady. But here he is. He's mastered the art of creating this perfect figure eight with these two pentacles. So in that respect, this means balance, which is often needed when you have people, you know, I mentioned entrepreneurial stuff. When you strike out on your own, that is one of the struggles that entrepreneurs can run into, is finding balance and creating a framework that was already created for them when they worked for someone else. Well, now they have to, you know, create their own schedule and determine when they start and stop work, and when they start and stop communicating with people, you know, for the day, and have that time to themselves. And for some people, it's vice versa. You know, you end up not working enough when you need to have some sort of guideline that says, okay, every day I'm going to work from this time to that time, and not be interrupted or distracted by TV and all these other things that, you know, you're tempted by and have at your disposal once you start working from home, if that's what you're doing. So it's all about balance. It's all about striking a balance and learning to just, you know, keep all the balls in the air, as it were. Interesting that came out before the Temperance card, because the Temperance is the major arcana that basically insinuates having balance, right? The Temperance card sometimes tells us to not overindulge. Sometimes it tells us to, you know, just do things in moderation in order to keep balance. So if you're working toward achieving something in your life, you know, it helps to call upon, you know, divine guidance, whether that is God for you, your ancestors, getting out into nature, the ascended masters, with, you know, whatever you call upon for help beyond yourself, that is embodied in this Temperance card. And when I talk about balance, like the Temperance, this is an angel pouring the water from cup to cup without spilling it. One foot is on the land and one foot is in the water, and she still manages to have that steady hand in order to pour from one cup to the other. So it's about having patience, being flexible and moderate in your approaches to things, you know, having your, you know, your radar on to look for signs. You know, when you call upon divine guidance, sometimes it comes via the way of omens and signs and things like that. So I had to keep that third eye open for those things. And, you know, consider timing, and just be patient and have faith, you know, and things will work out. So if you're struggling with something specific, you know, just use your intuitive guidance and just, you know, the balance. That's all I can say, the balance, and calling on, you know, the powers that be. Again, whether that is God or spirit, you know, you call on these things to help take action for you, and they will. So that being said, that's your 9 cards. Now what I'm going to do is pick one of these that stuck out to me specifically and clarify it for you. And then, you know, if you want me to clarify the rest of the cards, I offer you the chance to come by my extended channel, which is in the link below, and I will clarify the rest of these cards for you if you want to hear me keep yapping. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle my medium cards, which I use to clarify the giant ones that I pulled for this reading. And I'm trying to figure out which one I want to clarify. And I'm thinking I want want to see what that little conflict all above. I want to see what that's about. So we're going to go ahead and clarify the Five of Wands up here, okay? Give these a good shuffle. See what pops out. Oh, I was never all that good at this shuffle. I'm better at, you know, that little waterfall shuffle that you just saw me do. But have you seen the tarot readers where they're just like doing that hand shuffle like that and the card just like flies out? I love that. Anyhow, one more for my Cappies. And what do we have? Ace of Cups. That is an interesting clarifier for the Five of Wands, because Five of Wands means competition and rivalry, while the Ace of Cups means new love and relationships. So usually, again, Ace of Cups, it signals a new beginning. And again, you notice, it's that ace in the suit. It's that divine gift. You're being given the Ace of Cups in the midst of all of this calamity or whatever is going on over here. So my best guess is that you're being given that in the midst of all that. You need to clear any negativity out of your mind in order to even see this. It's being presented to you. And sometimes it may not be presented in the best of circumstances. Sometimes all this conflict and calamity, that might be your signal that you need to go elsewhere in order for you to truly experience this Ace of Cups, this new experience, okay? So with that being said, if our interaction ends here, I thank you so much for tuning in to this free reading. But if your intuition leads you to want to click that extended link and go ahead and hear me clarify the rest of these, I invite you over. Come on by, and I appreciate it if you do. Otherwise, I want you to take care, my Cappies, and I thank you for watching, and I remind you to hit like and subscribe if this resonated with you. All right, take care. Bye.